Welcome to Learn English Through Story. Today's story is a reminder that life is short, time is precious, and wasting your days can be the greatest mistake of all. This story is told in simple English with emotional depth and motivation. Whether you're learning English or trying to find your purpose, this story is for you. James was like many people. He had a good job, a nice apartment, and a few close friends. Every morning, he woke up to the sound of his alarm, checked his phone, got dressed, and went to work. He sat in front of a computer screen for hours, sending emails, joining meetings, and waiting for the clock to hit 6 p.m. After work, he went home, ordered food, watched videos online, and scrolled through social media until midnight. Then he slept. And the next day, he did it all over again. He didn't hate his life, but he didn't love it either. It was just normal, safe, repetitive, and slowly, it was draining his soul. One Saturday morning, James met an old classmate, Sarah. They hadn't spoken in years. She looked excited, full of life. "I just came back from volunteering in Africa," she said. "Next, I'm going to start my own podcast about helping young people find their path." James was surprised. "Wow, that's amazing," he said, trying to hide the jealousy in his voice. "I wish I had time for that kind of thing." Sarah smiled kindly. "We all have time," she said. "We just forget how to use it." That sentence hit James hard. He nodded, but inside, he felt something shake. All weekend, he couldn't stop thinking about it. We all have time, we just forget how to use it. He opened his phone and looked at his screen time. 4 hours a day on social media, 2 hours on streaming apps, 1 hour on games. That's 7 hours every day. Wasted. He did the math. 7 hours a day is 49 hours a week. That's more than 2 full days. Every week. Lost. James sat in silence. He asked himself a hard question. If I died tomorrow, what would I leave behind? Not much. Just a few office documents and a digital trail of likes and comments. That night, James couldn't sleep. He looked around his room. The same posters. The same cluttered desk. The same dull light above. He had filled his life with comfort, but not purpose. The next morning, something felt different. He stood in front of the mirror. He looked into his tired eyes and whispered, "I don't want to waste my life." He didn't know where to start, but he knew he had to change. Not all at once. Not with some big move, but one small step at a time. He made a list. 1. Wake up earlier. 2. Read something meaningful every day. 3. Move his body. Walk, run, stretch. 4. Learn a new skill. 5. Help someone without expecting anything. It wasn't a perfect list, but it was a beginning. The first day, he woke up at 6 a.m. It was dark. He didn't feel motivated, but he stood up anyway. He made tea. He read a few pages of a book on purpose and meaning. Then he walked for 20 minutes in the park nearby. It felt strange, but peaceful. After a week, he started writing again, something he hadn't done in years. Short thoughts, ideas, moments from his day. At first, they didn't make sense. But slowly, his words grew clearer, deeper. He spent less time online. He turned off notifications. He deleted the apps that stole his time. In their place, he downloaded a language learning app. Every night before bed, he practiced for 15 minutes. One day, while walking through the park, he saw an old man feeding birds. James sat beside him. They talked. The man said, "You know, son, time is the most expensive thing we own. Don't waste it." James smiled. "I won't," he said. And for the first time in years, he meant it. James continued to make small changes. Each morning felt a little clearer. Each night felt a little more peaceful. But it wasn't always easy. Some days, He wanted to go back to his old routine, sleep late, scroll endlessly, forget his goals. But then he would hear Sarah's voice in his mind. We all have time. We just forget how to use it. He stuck with it. 2 months later, something interesting happened. A colleague at work said, "Hey, you seem different these days. More focused, happier." James hadn't noticed it himself, but it was true. He smiled more. He spoke with confidence. He stopped complaining. He had started to take responsibility for his own time and energy, and it showed. Every evening, he continued writing. It started with short thoughts. Then he wrote essays. Then short stories. He had no plan to publish anything. He just enjoyed the process. But one night, he posted a story online, just for fun. It was about a man who wakes up one day and realizes he's wasting his life. It was simple but real. He went to sleep and forgot about it. The next morning, his phone was full of messages, comments, shares, emails. People were saying, "This is exactly how I feel. Thank you for writing this. I needed this reminder." That one post changed something in James. He saw the power of small effort. 1 hour a day, one small action, it could make a difference. Not just for him, but for others. He kept going. Soon, he started a blog. Every week, he wrote one story or article about living with purpose, about using time wisely, about finding meaning in small things. His words weren't fancy, but they were honest, and people listened. He was still working at the same job, but now he used his free time differently. He no longer lived for weekends. He no longer waited for Friday nights to escape. Instead, every day became a chance to grow, to learn, to do something real. One Saturday, he visited a school in the city. They were looking for volunteers to teach creative writing. James had never taught before, but he signed up. He sat with 10 students, ages 13 to 16, and asked them a simple question. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? At first, they laughed. Then one girl said, "I'd be an artist." Another said, "I'd open a bakery." Another, "I'd be a traveler, like in the movies." James smiled. "So why not try now?" he asked. The room went quiet. And that's when James realized he wasn't just helping himself anymore. He was helping others break free from fear, from habits, from wasting their lives. Months passed. James kept writing, kept volunteering, kept learning. Then one evening, he visited his parents. His father said, "I read your blog. You write like a man who knows what matters." His mother added, "We're proud of the man you've become." Those words meant everything. Years ago, they wanted him to focus only on safety and success. Now, they saw that real success was living with meaning. James still had doubts. He still had days where he felt lost or tired. But now he had a compass, a reason to keep going. He once believed that a wasted life was the result of bad choices. But now he knew the truth. A wasted life isn't caused by mistakes. It's caused by waiting too long to begin. He learned that most people don't fail because they're weak or lazy. They fail because they wait for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, the perfect plan. And in waiting, they waste years. James stopped waiting. He started doing. Not fast, not perfectly, but consistently. He didn't need fame. He didn't need millions. He just needed to wake up each day and know, I'm not wasting this one life I have. So if you're listening to this now, ask yourself honestly, are you spending your life or wasting it? Are you chasing your dreams or scrolling through someone else's? Remember, the clock is always ticking. You don't need a big plan, just one small step, one quiet hour, one brave decision. That's how change begins. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for someone to tell you you're ready. You're ready now. Don't waste your life. Make it count, one day at a time.